When my youngest son, Jake, is 12, he tells me, I feel like an alien who was dropped on this planet from outer space and doesn't know the rules. I understand. I have felt this way for much of my life, too. You see, I have a weird belly button, seriously disturbing outie, and a hairy birthmark on my leg. Also, I have a protruding tailbone that I'm sure used to be a tail. I behave differently, too. I don't seem to be appropriate. I alternate between attempting to pass as normal and fit in and priding myself on being a weirdo. The first real proof of being different comes in 2nd grade. I make my first friend, Barbara Gustafson. She looks like the kids in my Dick and Jane reader. I like going to her house. It smells different. Her father is handsome and smiles a lot. He works at the A&P in the meat department, and her mother is a nurse. Where I come from, Jews do not work at the supermarket, and I don't know one Jewish nurse. I'm in love. A few days before Christmas, Barbara and I are walking home from school. Barbara looks at me intently. You killed Christ. She is yelling at me. An expression on her face is not nice. I start walking more quickly. Christ killer, she screams at my back as I run home. Mom, Barbara says the Jews killed Christ. Oh, they always say that. In 6th grade, I see pictures of concentration camps, piles of corpses, and skeletal children that look like me. I see mountains of shoes. Their shoes were more valuable than they were. My family pretends it never happened. That was in the past. Do you want something to eat? A feeling of horror lodges in my chest. How can I live in a world where this can happen? How can I feel safe in a world where Jews are despised? A world where I think I'm right, but everything else is wrong. How can I make any sense of this? I start searching. There are healers, therapists, psychics, and high colonics. Twice, I'm pretty sure God speaks to me, but both times I have no idea what he says. The first time God speaks to me, I'm 8 years old, alone in our big creaky house in Far Rockaway. I imagine middle-aged men dancing from chair to chair in the empty living room. I imagine middle-aged men sitting on those chairs admiring me. Embarrassing to admit, but it gets worse, because damn if this isn't the moment God chooses to speak to me. God does not speak English or any other language. His deep voice is the echoing reverberations coming from somewhere out there, maybe light years away, but rolling in waves right to me. What? I strain to hear. What? I can't hear you. The second time I hear God, I'm a freshman at Ithaca College. I've been up for many nights taking speed and chain smoking in an effort to focus my brain so I can study Western civilization. Instead of studying, I wander the dorms looking in awe at the beautiful, sexy underpants the other girls have hung up to dry. I have never seen such underwear. No one in Far Rockaway wears these. I try them on and look in the mirror. Not too bad. I prance around in the other girls' underwear before I pick one or two to take with me. But now I'm screwed. I missed the midterm. I'm not going to make it in college. I am not college material. What is wrong with me? Lying in my darkened dorm room, feeling shaky and morose, my eyes fall on Carl. Now, don't get too excited. Carl is my stuffed rabbit. Soft, plush blue body and a hard plastic face. We have a strange relationship, Carl and I. I look at Carl perched on the windowsill looking down at me. What? Did he say something? It's that strong, deep voice of God again, and I can't understand what he's saying. What? All I can hear and feel is just the aftermath, like someone big and powerful has told me something really important. But what? What did he say? What is it that I'm supposed to know? Carl moves imperceptibly. His mouth twists into a smile. Or is it a smirk? Help, help, I scream. 8 years later, I think I have finally found help. After a series of shrinks, the good, the bad, and the incompetent, I meet Erica Moore. She's 85 years old and is an existential therapist. She looks like a wise old owl. I believe she can help me. One November morning, I'm at home having a mini breakdown. I take to my bed where I fall asleep and dream. Erica is there in my dream, and she's dressed all in white. She's rushing around. I have to leave now, she says. But you can't leave. I'll go crazy without you. She stops moving and looks directly at me. You are already crazy. And then she's gone. I wake up and think, I'm already crazy? What the fuck does that mean? I call the number of her West Side apartment and a police officer answers. I would like to speak to Erica Moore. I'm a patient of hers. I'm sorry, but we just found her dead in her bed. Must have died in her sleep. Okay. So Erica came to me like any good existential shrink to have closure before she had to leave. Very professional of her. All that white clothing, obviously dressing for an occasion. She was rushing and she had to go. Very clear. But then, you are already crazy and so deadpan. What the hell? More years pass. I'm still searching for answers. I invite my son Jake, who is now a strapping 19-year-old, to come and meet my latest spiritual guide, Amma, the hugging guru. I figure it could be a great bonding experience. Jake meets me in front of Town Hall in New York City. Hi, Mom. We enter the lobby. The incense and music are intoxicating. The white-turbaned, white-clothed devotees herd us into a few empty seats. The smell of curry is everywhere. 7 hours of swaying and singing later, Amma appears on stage. The crowd goes wild. Jake and I are herded into the center aisle where we are ducked down onto our hands and knees. We turn our heads and look at each other. Mother and son crawling on our hands and knees down the center aisle of Town Hall in order to bury our heads in the crotch of this great Indian mama. We get hysterical. Jake's eyes are brimming with tears. Laughter? Hysteria? Nirvana? We crawl like babies, side by side in a long line of crawlers. Grins on our faces and joy bubbling up inside us. Then there's light everywhere. I hear a roar like the ocean as Amma rocks me. With my head in her great lap, I am bathed in unconditional love, mixed with sweat and the smell of patchouli. The universe flows through me. Mom, she gave me candy and said something in my ear, but I couldn't understand it. That was awesome. Jake totally gets it. He knows something deep inside, even if he can't understand it. And then I know what Erica meant. We are already crazy. Jake accepts me as crazy as I am, and I accept myself and the whole crazy, beautiful world. We all are already crazy, and that is awesome.